Nothing can describe its horror.
Nothing can stop its terror.
The abnormal!
Good evening, Gut Buckets. This is Big Orange Couch, the 90s Nickelodeon podcast where we talk about all things 90s Nickelodeon. My name's Joey.
I'm Andrew. Good. We've brought the abnormal to the show.
Okay, Andrew, what are we talking about?
This is episode number 265. It's Podtober. We're talking Doug's Nightmare on Jumbo Street.
Oh, yeah. Chris, you were kind enough to join us for this episode.
Yeah, I guess so, if you want to call it that.
You still hate Doug?
It's not great.
Wow.
Okay.
What do you hate so much about Doug again?
Doug is the problem with Doug. Just a little weenie.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. So you're like the Roger Klotz of the podcast, I guess.
No, I'm the Ned Coffee.
Who?
Oh.
Ned Coffee.
Oh, Ned.
Who's
Okay.
Ned?
Okay.
Ned's
one of
Yeah, he's the smartest member of Roger's gang, often confusing others with his high intellect. He comes from a large family with a lot of siblings, as do I, and is, like me, most easily identified by his full lips and one eye much larger than the other.
But yeah.
So you've put some serious thought into this.
I have, yeah. And he's got
And you have an eye that's bigger than the other? How have I not?
I don't. But, most people listening have never seen me, so, for all intents and purposes.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, build the mystery. I like it. Andrew, do you have any former relationship to this episode?
Yeah. It's one of the ones that has stuck in my mind over the years as the only other scary episode after Doug's Halloween.
Yeah.
So it always had a kind of place for me in the series.
Chris,
did you remember this episode from being a kid or no?
A little bit. Not vividly, not any particular scene, but just kind of the gestalt of the whole episode felt memorable.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this episode aired. It's not a Halloween episode. It aired in the heat of the summer, June of 1993, season 3, episode 10B. This comes after Doug Inc., I think.
Yeah,
which is
incredible back-to-back.
Yeah, you love Doug's Inc.
Yeah, I do love that one.
An incredible back-to-back, he says.
Did you happen to watch the first part, Chris?
Absolutely not, no.
Not an ounce more work than what was required.
No, I rewound my one watch through a couple times to some points, but that seemed to suffice.
Yeah.
It's kind of a show for simpletons, so it's easy to remember. It's no cat dog.
Wow, jeez.
You think that? You think Doug is a show for simpletons?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I disagree heartily.
Well, I guess that means you're a simpleton.
Okay, well, we've talked about June of 1993 before, so I was thinking before we get into the episode, the premise of the episode, and the basic premise is that Doug goes to a movie that's so scary that he can't, almost even stand it. have you guys had experiences of being in a movie theater of a movie like really making you squirm? Not necessarily cover your eyes, but just a movie that like, whoa, I remember that experience.
For me, like the ultimate scary movie experience as a kid was the original It miniseries. That just after that, like, just stuck with me forever. It seemed like so real and, you know, surreal at the same time. But something about that whole concept that it could be anybody, you know, sort of like the abnormal. Just as a kid, that freaked me out. And that the Tim Curry version of Pennywise is something it's so freakish about it. I think because he like seems sort of human. Not that I hate the new It, but like versus the new one where it never like, I don't think the monster ever really like feels like a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's right. That Tim Curry performance is an all-time great, you know, that monster. Chris, any movies that made you shiver?
Also, the It miniseries. Well, I remember. I mean, I didn't even know what it was, but when I was probably 5 or 6, if that makes sense, I remember seeing parts of it at the neighbors, at my next door neighbors before I moved. And I remember that being like influencing my, my nightmare landscape for a while. That was pretty early on. But then in theaters, I remember when The Ring came out, seeing The Ring in theaters, and that not terrifying me in like Doug's baby bitch way, but definitely like making me uneasy. That's the only time I could really remember feeling like uneasy in a movie theater, which is cool feeling.
The Ring is the one that also first came to my mind, especially that opening where you kind of see the imagery of the girl's face who is, encountered the video. Very unsettling imagery. And more recently, I would say I not that I was terrified or that I couldn't look at the screen, but Hereditary was a pretty intense movie theater experience. Again, not for like the same reasons of like, I don't want to see the monster, but just like kind of what you're seeing. It was so off-putting.
I think there's something about these horror movies with kids getting kind of like, not to give anything too much away, but getting killed in certain ways is like very unsettling.
Not to give too much away about Doug's Nightmare on Jumbo Street.
Yeah.
where Skeeter just gets slaughtered.
I wish.
Which characters do you like besides Ned?
That's it. It's Ned and Judy.
Ned, Judy. What about the Dinks?
Oh yeah. I like the Dinks. I like both Dinks. That's a good point.
Okay. Andrew, do you have a favorite Doug character that's not Doug?
Oh.
And is it Doug? If I gave you that option?
Oh, he loves Doug.
I'm not sure. I do like Doug, but I mean, I guess he's the driving force of the show.
Sure.
I mean, Skeeter, I love. I don't know. I love all the kids. I sort of love Roger. Love to hate him. I don't know if I can pick an actual definitive but maybe Porkchop. I don't know.
Yeah, Porkchop's fine. I think.
Who's your favorite? Wait, didn't we do Doug characters or something?
No, we did favorite Doug episodes. And we did Doug versus Arnold. But I don't know. I think Mr. Bone.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Bone. That's
he's
a great
good.
one.
he always brings the laughs.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Andrew, do you want to walk us through a little bit of Doug's Nightmare on Jumbo Street?
Sure. So outside the Bluffington Theater, Doug and Skeeter are checking out the scary poster for a new horror movie called The Abnormal when Roger startles them. I love the name also, The Abnormal.
Yeah.
It's just very...
Yeah, you guys would.
Just very good. It's like it conjures a monster, but you don't know what the monster is.
Movies that start with the word "the," I feel like have a higher success rate. Or horror movies, I should say.
You think?
Yeah, the Shining, The Thing, The Mist.
The Mist?
Yeah. I mean, that's 3. That's
The Ring. I could keep going. You want me to keep going? The Others was great. Give me time. This was not a planned out thought process.
Yes, these are definitely all.
They're good.
movies.
These are all good movies. Hold on one second. Now you guys have.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of the horror movies that are great. Is my point.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying there isn't.
Yeah, a little thing called Dracula, maybe.
The Dracula. Did you guys hear me say The Mist? Come on.
A Ghost Story, Nefarious, Lost Highway, Pet Cemetery. You know, I don't hear any of those in these classics.
The Lost Boys.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just go back and forth. You say a the scary movie, and I'll say a non-the scary movie. Let's just do this for 2 hours.
Okay. The Brood. The Shallows.
Phenomena.
They have to be good.
It's Alive. Jacob's Ladder.
Did you say The House of the Devil?
Dog Soldiers.
The hell
Candyman.
It's,
Oculus.
No, it's pretty good.
Land of the Dead.
Okay. The Descent.
Yeah.
The Omen.
Yeah.
You're Next.
The Exorcist.
Videodrome.
Yeah, but did you hear me say The Exorcist? It just like cancels everything else out.
Okay, well, what do you guys think about The Exorcist? Have you rewatched that recently?
I saw it maybe like 5 years ago.
It's kind of the
good.
quintessential like scary before it was possible. Like old people think it's scary because they had, this kind of genre didn't exist back then. But it's not real. I mean, it's only good if you're like really
it's pretty
trying
scary.
to historicize it in its moment. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's pretty unsettling. Scary.
Definitely unsettling. Not something that like I enjoy rewatching necessarily, though.
I prefer The Omen.
Oh, that starts with the.
Yeah, that's true.
The Conjuring, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's definitely a marketing ploy. You're right about that. But your
a marketing ploy.
Yeah, you're saying that the horror movies are more successful than the horror movies.
I'm not saying they're more successful. I think it's just like they got a high. I don't know. Maybe that is what I'm saying. The Babadook.
Yeah.
The Babadook.
I didn't really like that much. I know people love it, but
The Silence of the Lambs. Come on. The Invisible Man.
Okay, let's just cede this argument to Joey.
The Witch, The Cabin in the Woods. This is good podcasting. This is like 101. They should teach this. They should teach this in podcasting school.
This better be one of those free episodes. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it's a free episode, my friend. This is main feed. This is the people at Patreon. They'll get better. Oh, The Fly. Come on. All right.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Andrew, what happens after they get to the movie theater?
Yeah. So Doug assures Skeeter that the movie can't be that scary, but he starts to get nervous as he follows his friends into the dark theater. Once they're in their seats, Doug is so nervous that he screams at the coming attractions. Classic.
Jesus Christ.
He can barely keep his eyes on the screen as the abnormal wreaks havoc throughout the movie town. But the only part of the monster they get to see is its shadow. And when the abnormal finally reveals itself, Doug is so scared he covers his eyes, prompting the whole thing.
I love this. The writers of Doug clearly know like what makes a movie scary, which is, you got to hide the monster a little bit.
Yeah, it is very good.
We don't have a clue what this creature is.
It's a shapeshifter from the upper Thalamus galaxy, here to abduct humans to exhibit in their galactic zoos for little or no pay.
How do you know all these things?
Because, Doctor, I am...
Doctor, your blood pressure is... Oh, man. All it ever shows its shadow. When do we get to see the thing?
Okay.
I love the abnormal's voice.
Let's break down...
You gotta leave?
No. Do I have to leave?
I thought you were going to be like, all right, I've had enough. I gotta go.
You can't stand this anymore.
Yeah, you wish I had to leave. But let's break down what that first line there. That the abnormal is a shapeshifter from the upper Thalamus galaxy, here to abduct humans to exhibit in their galactic zoos for little or no pay. I mean,
great line.
No, it's not a great line. I'm just thinking it's a high standard to hold it to, but it is the difference between that and a Pete and Pete line that would be similar is that there's no flow to that. It's like trying to be kind of funny, but also trying to be somewhat like this could actually be the plot of the movie, but it doesn't make sense. Exhibit in their galactic zoos for little or no pay. No one gets, in no scenario do you get paid for being in a zoo. Like what is that? What is the point of adding that? And upper thalamus, like, okay, let's try and name it something silly, like a thing in your brain. Using galaxy and galactic, which is just the adjective form of galaxy in the same sentence, is lazy.
I think, but they're watching like a very purposeful, I think what is supposed to be like a B movie, where like the writing would be perhaps a bit clunkier.
But this is the one opportunity in the whole episode to like have a funny, well-written line, and I don't know, it falls flat to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think also... What?
I was just going to say, did you like it?
I think it's successful in like very quickly giving you this whole idea of what this movie is, like in 5 seconds. So you know what's going on. I don't know. I think it's I think it's a successful line.
Wow.
Joe, you love it?
I didn't expect any dissection of this line. I kind of did like it. I just liked it as a I liked it as a premise, I guess. I like that the idea is that, I mean, it's very Twilight Zone, but it's there's another I liked it as the premise that they're here to like enslave humans for their zoos, which is literally a Twilight Zone episode about.
Isn't there an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode about that?
Is that the Closet Keepers?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you guys did it a while ago? Isn't that when they there's the floor 413, floor 11,
13th floor, yeah.
13th floor.
Yeah. There, that one's not really like I think the premise of that one is that, like, oops, we forgot an alien on Earth type thing. And, like, right, Andrew?
Yeah, it's not a zoo. Later that night, Doug has a nightmare in which the abnormal throws Skeeter off a cliff before disguising itself as Doug's garage and eating him. I love how Doug's dreams look. They look great.
Yeah.
All this monster stuff. Yeah. Really cool looking.
This is not the traffic light nightmare, is it?
No.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
The next day, Doug asks for advice from Mr. Dink, who explains how he got over his fear of heights by climbing the same branch he fell out of. In order to face his fear, Doug goes back to the theater, but when the abnormal makes its appearance, he covers his eyes again.
Jesus Christ.
In a classic Chris move.
Chris move.
That's me, yeah. Maybe that's why I'm so tortured by how embarrassing he is.
Yeah, that could be.
You so deeply relate.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe
too much of himself in
you.
Yeah. Chris, have you ever seen a movie 3 times in the theaters?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't. Oh, you know what? I saw The Favorite 3 times in theaters. That's the only one.
Oh, wow. The Favorite. The Yorgos Lanthimos movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I saw it twice with other people, and then I went and saw it myself by myself. Oh, yeah. That's a great movie. It's like kind of surprising how entertaining and good it is. Like, it's not like it's a period piece. I don't know. We don't have to talk about it, but it's really good. It's really entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a new one coming out that is supposedly really great.
I know. Okay. When does that come out?
I think in a month or so. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Andrew, have you seen any movies 3 times that you like know for sure?
Yeah. I even mentioned it on here. I think Orange County.
Oh yeah. Orange County.
Awesome. I mean, okay. Joey, have you done this more than 20 times?
Implying that I like on average I'll go see a movie 3 times.
Yes. Well, not on average, but I bet you've done it more than 10 times.
Yeah, there's probably a lot. I like Jurassic Park, There Will Be Blood.
King Kong. I know you saw King Kong like 5 times in the theaters.
Okay. The thing, and I've mentioned this on the podcast, but the movie theater near our college, like the movies were $3.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else was seeing King Kong 5 times.
Yeah, and own it. I own that. Yeah, I will absolutely. Not lately. I would say in the last 10 years, I actually don't know if I've seen a movie 3 times. I really don't think so. But yes, certainly in college and in high school, I was just like, if I was bored, that was my go-to. So.
Well, that night, Doug has another nightmare in which the abnormal takes the shape of a traffic light and even pretends to be Pork Chop.
Hi, Pork Chop. There's a monster loose.
You've got to be putting me on.
It's you. You're the abnormal.
Give the boy a prize. Here's Pork Chop. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
No, I won't look. You can't make me.
Man, that's like
I love this.
Hard. That goes hard for Doug.
Yes, seriously, it's freakish. Pork Chop with that voice.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's great. I don't see how you could not enjoy this part.
I like this part.
as we waited for Chris.
Totally.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, you got the clear Jack Nicholson reference here. They throw on the eyebrows onto Pork Chop, which I love.
And there's something very unsettling about Pork Chop with that voice. It just works, sort of. And the traffic light is also pretty good.
Really cool design with like almost like the using the wires as tentacles to kind of chase after him.
It's your new tattoo, Joey.
Really cool. My new tattoo is the traffic light with tentacles.
Yep.
I kind of like that. Yeah, you know.
Oh, you know what? I unrelated sort of, but I was in the grocery store one day and saw somebody wearing what looked to be a vintage Rocko's Modern Life t-shirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Just a little Nickelodeon out in the wild. Yeah.
Oh, it's out there, man. Like, if it's an original, that's cool. But like, you know, the box stores, really, you know, they sell a lot of Rugrats, Hey Arnold. So Rocco is definitely a bit more rare. But there's like a few shows they've selected.
Hey Arnold.
Yes, Arnold's everywhere. Rugrats very common.
I saw a New York Times headline this week circulating on Twitter. I don't have a subscription, so I couldn't read the article, about how there's this trend of like club DJs playing Nickelodeon theme songs, Nickelodeon and Disney theme songs that people are like really getting into in an unironic way. So yeah, we're just nostalgia obsessed losers trying to avoid living in this present apocalyptic moment.
Whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're all doing our best here.
Well, after Doug and Porkchop stay up the rest of the night playing cards, Doug begins to fear that he'll never sleep again. Later, they go to the mall, where Doug's friends are all talking about how scary the monster was. But when they ask him what he thought about it, he pretends like he was shocked. I like this whole thing. Rings true. Like,
what is rings true about it? Like that? Are you guys liars? That you just like lie about your experiences to your friend?
No, but I feel like as a kid, probably this type of situation came up, where it was like, at the time I was lying, I guess.
Thought you were a straight shooter.
Oh, well, sorry to disappoint, Chris.
I was a liar. I am a liar. I'll always be a liar, and that's why Doug is our king.
It all makes sense now.
With a new Smash Adams movie coming out, Doug has one last chance to face his fears and see the monster at the end of the movie. But this time, Porkchop
last showing. Sorry.
Yeah, very last showing.
Yeah, I love the tension building of them putting the poster up over the abnormal.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I got to do this now.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But this time, Porkchop ties Doug's hands down and pries open his eyes so he can't look away.
The abnormal's in that building, and I'm going in after it.
Oh no! Be careful!
That was it?
That's it?
Yeah. Just wanted to give some time to that, like, repeated part of the abnormal movie.
I can't believe the damn dog had to force him to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just embarrassing. Imagine the damn dog had to pry his eyes open.
Well, that's the point. It's embarrassing.
This is one of those moments in Doug, though. It's one of those moments where I'm like, I guess Porkchop does have some sort of additional, like, human-like abilities in the Doug world. Like prying Doug's eyes open.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got a ton of abilities. We debated this on our grab bag when it was Porkchop versus Spunky.
Yeah.
I don't remember who won the category, but
neither do I. Well, when he finally sees the monster and the zipper on the back of its costume, Doug can't believe he was ever scared. That night, Doug has another nightmare, but this time he unzips the abnormal's costume to reveal a stack of poodles pretending to be the monster.
Yeah, he just mocks this monster right to its face.
I like it.
I want to go back for a second. What do you think about the big reveal being that like it's not scary because there's a zipper? It seems like a cop-out a little bit. Like it seems like instead of Doug actually facing his fears, like the show is giving him an excuse.
I like it. I just took it as like that almost nothing is as scary as you think it might be.
Yeah, I agree with Andrew. I think it works too.
Okay.
Wow.
But Doug really doesn't face his fears here, right? Like,
well, part of facing your fears is realizing that all we have to fear is fear itself, as you should know, being the historian that you are, Joey.
So you think like the writers on Doug were studying like Roosevelt's text?
Yeah. That's not JFK.
No, JFK is the other famous inauguration speech of "Ask not what your country can do for you."
Yeah, same rhetorical tool.
I mean, in Doug's defense, he did go back to the theater again, so he did like put some effort in. You know,
that's true.
I should say also, I love how the monster looks. It's very bizarre looking. I love how the haunted house looks in the movie.
Oh man, yeah.
Cool.
That hallway where kind of all the encounters happen is really fun. Yeah.
The next day at the park, Doug tells his friends what he really thought of the monster, and it turns out all of them were too scared to watch.
Whoa.
I like this. I like this development. Like, it turns out none of them have seen it except for him now. I just, I kind of forgot it ended this way.
I hate it. It's so unrealistic. Like,
what would be a better way to do it?
I don't know. I mean, it works structurally for the story, obviously, but it just doesn't make sense for Doug to ever be. Well, it's kind of the problem that I have with the show encapsulated, that Doug always ends up through his all of his. I mean, he's an incredibly flawed character. He's always a giant baby about stuff. He doesn't tell the truth. He's not, particularly smart. At the end of every episode, it ends up all working out for him anyway. And he's always the hero, even though he's got all these problems that he needs to work, that any kid who has those problems is going to need to overcome, not, just be fine with. Just this, this participation trophy culture.
Okay.
Oh no, Chris is veering into Joe Rogan territory.
Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and make a man of yourself, Douglas.
Okay. I kind of disagree with this, though. I think a lot of episodes end with Doug having to kind of figure out how to be okay with whatever the situation is. Not necessarily in this case, I guess, but in a lot of episodes.
It's a lot less scary to just face what you're afraid of instead of always running away from it.
Will you turn that music off so I can get my beauty rest?
The abnormal.
Yeah, one last scare here with Judy and her night makeup.
Yeah, it's great. And great. That Twin Peaks-esque finger snapping music.
Oh yeah, Judy's theme, I believe it's called.
What's it called?
Judy's Theme by Fred Newman.
Judy's Theme. Nice.
Yeah, that wraps up that segment. I'm sure we'll have more to say on our opinions on it when we get to Krebs Stars. You want to talk about what went into this thing?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Bios, Trivia, Ratings, and Stray Observations.
Well, as always, it's very hard to figure out who exactly did what voices on Doug. So I just took a look at somebody who we haven't looked at yet, Fran Brill. She voices, she's just billed as voices on Doug, but she's been on Sesame Street, SNL, The Muppet Show, Ghost Rider, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and What About Bob as Dr. Marvin's sister that Bob marries.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Dr. Leo Marvin! Man, I just watched that movie. I love it so much. Andrew, as you saw when we went on vacation, I got my Don't Hassle Me, I'm Local shirt.
Yeah.
Man, what a
I love
fun.
it.
That's cool that she's in that. All right.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay. I took a look at the director of this episode. Her name is Yvette Kaplan. Yvette has been a director. She was a director on 15 episodes of Doug, including, let's see, Doug Gets His Ears Lowered, Doug's Cooking, Doug's Secret Song, Doug's a Genius, Doug's Lucky Hat.
Jeez.
Yeah, some big hitters here. Doug's Big Feet. Yeah. She was also a director, like an animation director on Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Oh, cool.
Oh Yeah Cartoons. She directed 2 episodes of King of the Hill. She directed 94 episodes of the television series of Beavis and Butthead. And then she was on animation departments for various shows, including Curious George, Futurama, DuckTales, Harriet the Spy animated series, and The Venture Bros. So she's been pretty active since the late 70s. Honestly, is kind of when she got going. Yeah, seems cool.
Impressive.
Yes.
You know, I've given old Fred Newman a hard time in the past here on this podcast, and I wanted to dive into his IMDb a little bit, because the stuff that he's done voices for. Have you guys done this before? Like what he's done?
I don't think so. I don't think we've done Fred.
His voice credits are kind of insane. Half of them sound like made up things. So check this out. Starts in 1982 with we've got Batman and Robin in the Case of the Laughing Sphinx, and then Wonder Woman in Cheetah on the Prowl. Then he is Mogwai in the Gremlins movie from 84. Out of Control, whatever that is, 84. OC and Stiggs as Bongo in 1985. He's in Munchies, which has a 3.9 out of 10 on IMDb in 1987. He is Harry in Harry and the Hendersons.
No way.
Way. He plays Stupid, which makes sense, in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He plays... he's on Reading Rainbow as a character called Dr. Skull, which maybe that's where they got that character from. I Think You Should Leave. Then he plays Varch Brody on Aliens in the Family. He plays uncredited voices in Men in Black. He is Crab Tuesday in Henry's Amazing Animals. He is Click Clack in Tremors the Musical from 1999. He is in Miss Spider's Tea Party. He's in Grand Theft Auto 2 as DJ Spaz Funbags. He is Hummer and Woofus in A Very Wompy Christmas from 2002. He's also in Miss Claiborne's Fat Head as Danklet the Hedgehog in 2002. He's Aliosis Alligator in Pinky Dinky Doo from 2005. And I'll just stop there. I mean, half of these things sound made up. I did make up 2 of them, and you probably can't even tell which ones I made up.
Oh boy.
Nice.
You're not going to tell us which 2 you made up?
I want at least one guess.
Dinky Doo?
Dinky Doo is real. Pinky Dinky Doo is real. That's from 2005.
Okay.
That's why this is a hard game. Andrew, do you have a guess?
The Aloysius Alligator.
Also
I don't remember
real.
what show that was.
Yeah. That's same. That's Pinky Dinky Doo. You guys should watch that. You both think it's fake.
Oh, whoops.
So the 2 ones I made up were Tremors the musical. I think that.
I was like, I've never heard of this, but it sounds plausible.
It does sound plausible.
And Miss Claiborne's Fat Head as Danklet the Hedgehog. I made that up.
Oh, wow. That really sounded real.
Very good. Yeah, nobody better to do Fred Newman's bio than Chris. It's been a long journey between you 2.
Yep.
I love that he played Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. That's so
Yeah.
Andrew, trivia? Any trivia?
Yeah. Of course, the title is a reference to A Nightmare on Elm Street. We know. And one other thing is Skunky Beaumont was mentioned in this episode, as is mentioned in many, and he doesn't appear ever until the Disney iteration of Doug.
That's
I don't
fun.
think I knew that. Hold on, I'm looking up Skunky Beaumont.
Yeah, I prefer him like being a character that never appears. It's kind of upsetting that Disney ruined that.
Oh, there's a band.
Yeah.
When you search Skunky Beaumont, it's a band that comes up. Like the Spotify comes up. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Skunky Beaumont? Maybe we'll have to use this for the end music.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sounds like Skunky Beaumont.
This is good.
I'm into it. Okay. Awesome. Andrew, is that all your trivia?
Yeah.
Chris, any trivia?
I guess my trivia is that the movie poster for Dead Reckoning that was in the background is an actual Humphrey Bogart movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
From 1947, though.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in black. The poster's black and white, starring Humphrey Bogus, right?
Humphrey Bogus.
Yeah, it really.
Oh, Humphrey Bogus.
I think it says Dead Reckonino also.
It does say Dead Reckonino. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes my trivia.
No. I think it holds. It was hard to find anything. You know, there's the traffic light segment, and I just want to shout out the inventor of the traffic light, who's from Cleveland. Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light, the gas mask. Kind of one of these.
That I distinctly remember this being like a commercial. I want to say it was on Nickelodeon, but I don't know whether that
really
for sure. But yeah,
okay.
It was like a quick 30-second. Like, here's this guy from.
Well, I visit him about once a month. He's at the cemetery where I do my walks. And his grave has a crucifix on it, but the crucifix is like a stoplight. Like the one part of the crucifix says like go, and the other one says like stop, I think. And he was African American, so he he's buried kind of like in a segregated section, which is interesting for the time period. Yeah. So anyway, Garrett Morgan, shout out.
Cool.
Stray observations. We can go around.
Yeah. Did you guys catch what happened to Skunky Beaumont after he saw the abnormal?
Yeah, he didn't blink for 3 days.
Yeah. You got it.
Chris?
What kind of tree did Mr. Dink fall out of?
Is this the one that he says, like, he falls out of in his nightmares?
Yeah.
Dogwood.
Yep. Very good.
Nice. What is the bags they're eating out of at the movie theater? What's the brand name?
Gummy bunnies.
I'll give Chris a chance.
Gummy bunnies. That's right. That's
right. Did you catch the address on the building that was smashed by the abnormal in the first movie scene?
Oh my gosh! I
Definitely
always look
not.
at the addresses now.
It was 157.
Of course.
What's the name of the new movie that is that is going to replace the abnormal?
Smash Adams. Something of the Asp. Now I can't.
The Sting of the Asp.
The Sting of the Asp.
When Porkchop turns into Jack Nicholson, there's a box of food behind him. Did you see what the box of food was called?
No.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't remember
it. It was Doggone Eats.
Nice.
Clever.
Did you catch the number of times the little kid? Did you catch the number of times the little kids have seen the abnormal that are coming out of the theater with Doug?
That's another good one.
I believe it's 7, and then like at least 8, including the time that they're in the theater with Doug at the end.
How many poodles make up the abnormal?
I want to say 3.
It were 3. It were.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Nice.
At the start of the episode, when it's the title card, Doug's Nightmare in Jumbo Street, what does Porkchop do? Like, what is his thing that he does?
Yeah, that's a good call. Darn, I don't know.
It's not very unique. He puts an apostrophe on the S, and then he just kind of chases Doug with the paint can.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the food stand at the mall and any of its signs?
Actually, I don't think so.
No.
Oh. Okay. It's called the Bologna Hut. The slogan. Yeah.
I saw the slogan, which was "Get your butt in the." What is it called? Something hut.
To the Bologna Hut.
Bologna Hut. Yeah. Okay.
There's also, it appeared to be something called the Bologna Quake available for sale.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about saying balloony instead of baloney? Do you think that's funny? Like that's a bunch of balloony. I was thinking about trying that out last night.
I never heard anyone say it.
Okay.
I've heard Bologna.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is this baloney's not spelled like the real bologna spelling.
Did you see what the sale was at the record store? Like what percentage off?
No.
100% off.
100% off. Wow.
Yeah.
It's as good as it gets.
It is as good as it gets.
Did you catch any of the signs at the record store?
I saw a Killer Tofu World Tour poster.
Oh yeah. there was also the Beats, and then like behind them at the bookstore, I'm just including this with, it said Noted Edgar. The closest thing I could come up with was a reference to Edgar Corrett, writer. I don't know.
In the movie, when they're in that hallway, there's a painting on the wall when the abnormal attacks. Did you happen to look at what the painting was of?
Somehow, no.
No.
It appears to be a painting of Monument Valley.
You love that, Joey, I bet.
Oh, man. Yeah. Monument Valley. One of the most beautiful places in America, yeah.
Did you catch what Connie was expecting the monster to look like?
No.
A big lobster.
She's not that far off.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Nightmare on Jumbo Street has an 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which is very good. So out of 5 Krebs stars, what are you giving Doug's Nightmare on Jumbo Street?
I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 5. I think it's a really great episode. Again, I love how the animation looks. I love like the progression of, as always, the progression of like the story in Doug is just really on. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's like it all is in place and like really economical. And I really like the way in this episode how there's like 3 sort of storylines going on at the same time, like the real world Doug, the dream Doug, and the story of the movie. And it all kind of like is weaved together in a way that I think feels good. The only thing I'm even knocking it for is I think there's like, there's maybe some Doug episodes that feel more essential than this, but just a little bit. So I really love this one. So 4.75.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel very generous today. In really trying to be fair, I think it is objectively a 3. So it's got some things going for it. I think it's very well structured, and I think that the animation of the dreams, like y'all are mentioning, is really cool. But there's no humor in it whatsoever. There's no like character development, or there's no just character detail at all. And there's nothing like there's nothing that it really touches in the Doug universe. There's no relationships between characters. There's no real interaction between characters that's meaningful. But it's well structured, and the animation in the dreams is cool. So I think that's enough to give it a 3.
All right.
I mean, I think Pork Chop being Jack Nicholson alone's enough for a 3.
Yeah.
Everything from there is just like put a little extra on it.
All right.
I'm with Andrew here. I'm giving this a 4.75.
Wow.
I think I think your rating is not fair, Chris. If you don't like Doug in general, then like 3 is probably about as good as we could hope for. But like liking Doug, I can kind of rank this, I think, fairly as someone who enjoys the show, which is like, this is kind of a hard hitting episode. Like it moves briskly. The story is really fun. It actually doesn't really skimp on trying to like freak out the kids with the nightmares sections. Like it seems pretty intense for a Doug. The visuals I thought were really great. It does a good job of, I think, even though like you don't get a lot of story character lines here, I think it does a good job of still trying to incorporate, even briefly, like Skeeter, the Dinks, Patty, just like quick moments. And yeah, it's it's not my top 5, but it's probably top 10 for me.
Yeah.
I think it's an enjoyable one. But,
yeah, I agree. Just to say one last thing, I also like how we get Doug like sort of away from his family in this episode. Like he's out doing things, not like, I don't know. It just feels like suddenly we get like some glimpse of Doug's like individual life, seeing his friends.
Yeah, he's not just like sitting writing in his journal. He's out and about. Yeah. Now, Chris, last Podtober we had you on for Headless Cabby. You gave that a 2.5. So you this is the better episode.
I think they're kind of inverses of each other, because the Headless Cabby had some like cool accoutrement, but like the structure I thought was really bad. Here I think the structure is really good, but there's just not a lot of meat on the bones for me. So I would say overall, in terms of like an actual produced episode of television, I do think that Doug is better, but I'd rather watch the Headless Cabby again than watch this again.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And are you still working over how the velocity of the cabbie's head in the scarf?
Yeah, exactly. Like this episode didn't have any of those problems, and I'm only annoyed by that because you guys don't seem to understand that that's not possible. You're trying to make excuses like, well, if he's going fast enough, that scarf's just gonna rip his head off. Like, no, it's not.
I don't think I was arguing with you.
I think you especially were, Andrew. Actually,
yeah, it was especially Andrew. Okay, great. You guys want to name the episode?
Oh yeah, better believe it. I call this one Doug's New Abnormal.
Okay. Is it like a little Strokes reference here?
That didn't even occur to me until today. Oh, but okay. I guess.
Okay.
My title is Doug's Damn Dog Made Him Watch the Movie.
That's yeah. Okay. And I'm going with Doug is Abnormal. Go around one more time.
Doug's New Abnormal.
Doug's Damn Dog Made Him Watch a Scary Movie.
And Doug is Abnormal. We'll post that and people can vote. I'm on a little roll here, Andrew. I had been slumping in Name the Episode. But let's see here. Okay, so you had won the 15 No More Secrets with Off the Bandwagon.
Nice.
You'd also won Apartment 214 with The Tale of the Terrible Tenant. But I'm back with and then there was Sean, my Dr. Feeney's House of Terror one, and for Dangerous Soup, The Tale of the Gruesome Gourmet has one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see how the rest of the month goes. We have Ernest Scared Stupid. We got this one, and we got at the end of the month the epic Locker 22 coming. But what is next, Andrew?
Next time we're going to be talking Pee-wee's Playhouse, Monster in the Playhouse.
Yeah, Pee-wee. He passed away. This episode was actually planned before he passed away. I was a Pee-wee fanatic as a little kid, but I haven't watched, honestly, probably since it's been a long time. So I'm really excited to talk with our buddy John about Pee-wee. Andrew, you excited?
Oh yeah, better believe it.
Pee-wee. Chris, Pee-wee?
Pro Pee-wee.
Good. Yeah, pro Pee-wee. All right. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of us, we are on Instagram at Orange Couch Podcast. You can email us at orangecouchpodcast@gmail.com. But of course, the easiest way to interact with us is now on Patreon. We have 3 tiers, $3, $5, $14, all include, unique incentives, guest spots, request episodes, interactions, posts. We got now a little group chat going where we're throwing out questions, talking with each other. It's been fun. So thank you to everyone who is supporting us on Patreon. It is, not lost on us that you guys are, just so supportive. And Chris, out in the New Mexico, what would you call it? You're up against a forest, I guess.
In a transitional zone in the high desert.
Yeah. What's the weather like in October?
Oh, you wouldn't believe how nice it is. It's 70 degrees at night, 70 degrees during the day, mid 40s at night. So you get the nice warm sun during the day, but it feels nice and crisp and autumnal at night. You just can't beat it. Blue skies every day.
Good.
It's the best.
Wow.
Man. And Chris, I don't think before we go, I know we got to go, but for the last month, we've been talking with guests about dying in space. Do you think dying in space would be cool?
Well, I know that this is something that's near and dear to your heart. Yeah, I think that it would be fine. It'd be fine. I don't think that it's unreasonable. It seems like a lot of effort just to die. I'd probably prefer to just die in a field somewhere. But I'm glad that this is your dream. Well,
you know what? Even though you were supportive, just a simple, well-reasoned argument of it's a lot of effort, that resonates with me. I feel like... Well, I feel like nobody's really just stated that plainly, which is have you really considered how much effort it would take? And you know what? Maybe it's a bad use of resources. Maybe I shouldn't be using...
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm working through this, all right? I'm working through it in real time. Well, thank you for that grounded reasoning. And Chris, thank you for joining us.
Oh, always happy to be a part of the Big Orange Couch podcast. One of these days, I want to be part of the paywall version, so I could feel a little bit of exclusivity, secondhand.
Yeah, let loose. Let loose. We're getting inebriated over there, Chris. It's fun.
I know. You guys are having all the fun over there. It's sticking me with boring ass Doug.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, on that note,
yeah. In spite of that, it was a pleasure to have Chris, and we hope we'll see all you shape-shifting gummy bunnies next episode.
I want to do something with gummy bunnies, maybe just gummy bunnies.
Wait, what?
Doug's gummy bunnies.
Okay, Doug's gummy bunnies.
No,
right.
no. Wait, I'm workshopping it over here.
Nope. Okay.
Humphrey Bogus.
Just bogus.
The word bogus.
Humphrey Bogus.
Whatever that movie, Bogus.
Bogus. No, Doug. You're cutting the Doug.
Doug's Humphrey Bogus.
Okay. All right.
The damn dog made him watch the movie.
Hello. Did we lose Joe?
Joey.
Maybe.
God damn. Well, we could talk to each other.
Jeez, Chris really...
I'm pissed off about this microphone thing. I have this nice microphone that isn't working, and I was looking forward to actually getting to use it, and it's not working. And yeah, I'm just gonna take it out on you guys.
Wow. Thanks. Okay.